Hey friends, what's up? Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. How are you doing? You look beautiful. Today we're talking about a new fragrance from Hugo Boss. It's the new Boss Bottled Pacific. Yes, Boss Bottled Pacific. A new flanker in a line of flankers and flankers and flankers. Gotta be honest with you guys. When it comes to Boss Bottled, a lot of those fragrance releases, they just start to run together in my mind, you know? It's just, you start to think and you're like, infinite, unlimited, united, and then they have like an eau de toilette version and an eau de parfum version, and they have just all these flankers, and a lot of them are just, they just come out and it's like, who cares? And it doesn't really have anything that sticks in your mind to make you think, okay, I know this one because it smells like this. You know, they're not unique enough, a lot of them. So when it comes to Boss Bottled flankers, what I'm trying to tell you is I'm usually not very excited when they get announced. I'm just like, another one. But Boss Bottled Pacific, I had high hopes for. Why, you might ask? Well, mainly just because the bottle is aesthetic. So in today's video, I'm gonna be talking to you guys about Boss Bottled Pacific. I will let you know how it smells. I'll let you know whether it's worth checking out, all that good stuff. So let's jump into it. Guys, I will have this one linked in the description below. Feel free to check it out down there. Don't believe, as of when I'm filming, that it's available at discounters quite yet, but obviously it will be in the not too distant future. So you may be asking yourself, well, how much does it go for retail at this point? Well, this size, 100 mils, gonna run you $104 US. So not really cheap. Or you could go for the King Kong size bottle, the redonkulous size bottle, 200 milliliters, and that will cost you $138. So obviously that's a better price in terms of price per milliliter, but do you need a ginormous size bottle? Probably not. Let's go ahead and kick it off with the presentation. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. Here we have the front of the box. It's your typical Boss Bottled style. You have the name of the house, name of the fragrance, size and concentration. It's an eau de toilette fragrance, and it does say right there on the front, limited edition. On top of the box, you have the Hugo Boss name, the logo. On the back, you have your note breakdown and your ingredients. And then on the bottom, you have your badge code and your barcode. My badge code is 2343. And here we have the bottle. Again, I like it. I like the look. This is a very pretty blue, and it matches very well with that kind of brushed aluminum look of the cap. So it's your typical Boss Bottled style with the bottle. On the bottom, you have a sticker, which has your badge code on there as well. And on top of the cap, you have the Boss logo. And the cap, as always with these, does click into place. Let's go ahead. Let's share a couple sprays here. Check out the atomizer in action. Here we go. Really nice. So this one, according to the back of the box, has top notes of lemon essence and salted accord. In the mid, coconut accord and cypress. And in the base, sandalwood notes and cashmere wood. So I guess the first thing to get out there is, does Boss Bottled Pacific really have any tie-in with the original Boss Bottle? Does it have any of that apple kind of floating around, cinnamon, anything like that? No, it does not. But that doesn't really matter. That's not the type of fragrance that this is, obviously. This is very much made for summertime use. So then I guess the next question is, does it smell good? Would it work well during the summer? And in my opinion, the answer to both of those questions is yeah, actually. This is the first Boss Bottled flanker in a while, outside of the Boss Bottled oud fragrances, that really grabbed my attention immediately. And I just, right away, was like, oh, I like this. Nice. Like, I dig it. I dig it a lot. I've not always been the biggest fan of coconut forward fragrances for men. Some of those don't work quite as well for me, but I like this one. I really like what it does. I like how it comes across. It has this sea salty kind of feel that you pick up immediately as soon as you spray it on. It's kind of sea salty, sea spray, kind of marine note vibe going on. And the coconut you pick up pretty much right away. So it's gonna give it kind of a tropical feel. You know, for some people, it's gonna remind them of the beach or maybe even, you know, sunscreen, things like that. But I think it's very well done. You don't get a ton of lemon in here, you know, not a whole bunch of citrus off the top. You get a little bit in there mixing together with that sea salt initially, but it's not the focus. Like I said, the coconut really is the focus here as far as the sweet side of the scent goes. And as it dries down, you get like this little bit of fuzzy woodiness that comes out. It's very clean, easy to wear. Musk is not a note here, but it's got kind of a musky vibe, you know, going with those woody notes as it dries. It's fairly simple in the way that it comes across. I mean, you know what you're in for as soon as you smell this in the top. It doesn't change an enormous amount from the opening into the dry down outside of obviously the salt, that kind of marine feel slowly dissipating as woods come in a little bit more. Same with the coconut. But at the end of the day, the star of the show here is that marine salty accord and the coconut. That's what you're gonna really vibe with. That's what you're going to remember from this one. So even though it is simple, it smells super pleasant. This is a great vacation scent, an awesome beach scent. You know, it's the type of fragrance that I would take if I were going on a cruise, for example, or like going to the Dominican or just going to Florida, whatever. You're going somewhere hot and with the ocean there, perfect. Now, as far as the price goes, you know, $104 for this. I mean, I paid it, but would I suggest you to pay it? Probably not, because when it does hit discounters, it's probably going to be half that cost. And at that price point, it's much more attractive. You know, you pick this up for 50 some odd bucks. That's a solid pickup. 104 bucks. You know, maybe then you start to question it because you think of all the other things that you could pick up from, you know, Fragrance Buy or Fragrance Net or wherever, Joma Shop, for that price point. But I myself don't regret it at all. I end up buying all these new fragrances at retail, so it's whatever. At that point, it's just, do you like how it smells? And I do. I like it a lot, so I'm very happy. I would suggest to you, if you're looking for a new summer fragrance, go into a store, a local store, see if they have it, spray it on, give it some wear, see how it works for you. I would say the other fragrance for men that immediately jumps to mind that's coconut forward is something like Jean Paul Gaultier's Le Beau. And between this and Le Beau, I would say that this is the fresher, easier wearing fragrance of the two. And if we're talking, you know, middle of summer use, I would reach for this one over Le Beau. But Le Beau does pack more of a punch. That one's gonna get you a little more projection, a little more longevity. So it's like two different types of this masculine coconut type of fragrance. And speaking of performance, Boss Bottled Pacific, the performance is not fantastic. I would say it is comfortably average for this type of fragrance. Again, a very fresh sort of salty marine scent. You don't really go into those expecting it to be super powerful, and this one is not. And also it's an eau de toilette, so again, the performance is going to be on that more moderate side of things. You know, you're looking at longevity of 4 to 6 hours off skin, at least for me, and projection again about average. So nothing to get too worked up about as far as that goes. It'll get the job done, but it's not going to be overwhelmingly strong. In terms of seasons, I've already touched on this, but this is going to be a summertime scent. Late spring, early fall also, when it starts to heat up, that's when this is really going to shine. And it is obviously more of a daytime fragrance than an evening fragrance, though, as with any scent that has ever been made. If you want to wear it during the evening, if you want to wear it in the middle of winter, knock yourself out. And it's not the type of fragrance that's going to offend anybody. It's super wearable, very versatile, easygoing, simple, clean, fresh. You can pull this off just about anywhere. So, Boss Bottled Pacific. It actually exceeded my expectations. Admittedly, my expectations were not really to the moon or anything like that, because as I said earlier on in the video, a lot of Boss bottled flankers, you know, have started to run together in my mind. And it's not that they're poorly done. I mean, typically Boss bottled flankers are at least competent. They make sense. They don't come across like an absolute mess or anything like that. So I don't mean to, you know, denigrate the entire line and just say they're all throwaway scents. I just mean to say sometimes they don't have a whole lot of wow factor, some of the releases, so you'll smell them and you'll be like, oh yeah, that's nice. And then you move on and it just doesn't really stick. But this one, I think does. Even though it's not trying to reinvent the wheel, it's not trying to do anything crazy avant-garde, it has an easygoing summer scent with a very pleasant coconut note, coconut accord. It succeeds. And it does it very well. So again, spray this on in your local store, you know, give it some wears, see how it goes for you. It's actually my scent of the day. And if you like it, scoop it up. And if you have patience, wait a little bit and scoop it up for probably half price. Great little summer scent. And I would say this year, that will probably make my top 10 summer designer list, because I am looking forward to wearing that even more as the year goes on. So there we go, Boss Bottled Pacific. Thank you for hanging with me. If you've smelled that, let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Stay safe out there, guys. I will see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you later.